Hi, I'm Joe Madison, Executive Director of Demand Disruption. You know, I, when I think about what it is we do as an organization, I think about how I personally got here, and my own personal story. I can really boil down to two stories that really shaped my work in anti-trafficking. The first one was being on Bissonnet, one of the busiest streets for prostitution in Texas, and seeing the cars line up one after another, rolling their windows down, honking their horns and whistling at the women, calling them to heel like dogs, um, and how sad that made me at the state of not only the situation but these men. How angry it made me for these women to be in this existence, and I remember feeling a little discouraged, seeing that line of cars and thinking, that's on this street, in this city, in this county, in this state. How many more across the nation are there? How will we win this fight? And I'm just being transparent there. That discouragement kind of hung with me for a while. I continued to volunteer and do the work. I left my career after a 25-year strategic sales and capital project management career in corporate America. And when I came to this world, I had a lot to learn. But that brings me to the second story. And that second story was the first time I sat across from a man in handcuffs after he attempted to purchase sex. We had a chance to talk with this man. The more we talked, the more the image of this predator and monster that I'd heard so much about, that buyers are and what they represent, the further this person got from that identity and more back to the identity I saw with the men in the cars. Uh, and by that I mean a brokenness. Um, as he continued to speak and we continued to talk with him, and he finally said, I'm glad I got caught, I need help, I realized that's how we stop this thing. And so, factoring in that nearly 2,400 men a day attempt to buy sex in Houston alone, online and in person, I think it's a very conservative estimate, but one that Arizona State put together. It called us to action as an organization. And so I founded Demand Disruption out of the roots of an organization that was started by a former sex buyer, a man who found that restoration. And his insight and lived experience helped us design strategies and systems to put programs together that stop men from buying sex. We also asked ourselves, okay, but in the grand scheme of things, how do they get to that point? And so our impact, our proactive approach is something I'm extremely proud of, so that not only do people not get to the point of buying sex, but they hear a very different story than what culture will tell them what their true value is in our culture. That work is, I believe, giving parents hope, helping them know how to talk to their kids in a porn prevalent and hypersexualized culture. It's giving others hope and help, from our partners in our churches to our universities that we work with, to the public, and even to our business partners, coming in and sharing with them not just hope, but a strategy on how to protect our families and defend our homes in a very, very challenging environment. So um, I think now at the solution, and the solution is to stop the demand that fuels human trafficking. And I'm encouraged by what I have seen. And so I'm asking you, will you join us? We have church partners, we have community partners, we've got government, we've got law enforcement, we've got businesses, all who have come alongside and realized, yes, this is the most direct way to fight human trafficking. And so I'm just asking for you to come alongside and learn a little bit more about what we do. And in doing so, see where your time, talent, and treasure can be a differentiator in this fight. Thank you sincerely.